Three, two, one. We're going live. We're going live on a Wednesday, October 19th, 4 o'clock Eastern, 10 minutes to 4 Eastern time. We got lots to talk about. And of course, I'm here. Obviously, we're going to talk about the last video and why we can't view it and what's going on, but especially China having declared, and for the second or third time, launching an artificial sun. Very, very interesting. And of course, it used to be that the sun, our sun in the solar system, was the hottest object in the solar system. But now it turns out that it's not the hottest object in the solar system, and especially not when China sent up the artificial sun, which was 6 times the temperature of the sun, supposedly. So you have to wonder, wow, I'm expecting to see some new people here, obviously, because we usually go on around 8 o'clock, and at this time, 4 o'clock, there's usually no stream. Hoping to see some new people there. They're starting to come in there. Hi, everyone. You'll have to forgive my delay because obviously I'm with StreamYard. And well, the last video, some of you saw it, and I guess some of you did not. It was about my research, of course, and a little thing about the Pentagon at the beginning, and to try to attract people. We headed over to the surface of the moon, talked about moon bases, and it worked for a while, but apparently, I think 14 or 15 hours ago, yesterday evening, the video, I can't say it went down because it's still there. So there should be lots of people here. Of course, I can never say hi to everyone, but I always try and I start from the beginning. Dill the dog, thank you very much, you guys. Andy, and thanks for the comments, of course. God bless. Thank you to you too. Minky Pinky, bonjour à toi. Merci. Thank you very much. You guys rock. Louis, Strangarm, thank you very much. Hello. I try to be wild. I'm a wild guy. Wild guy. Well, I don't know. Wild thoughts, maybe. So based on what everyone says, Beth Noyes is in the house. This special surprise live stream that I've been promising everyone for many, many months. But the eye and the allergies were excruciating. It just so happens the sun's not active today, and maybe that's the reason why my eye's okay. I probably don't think I'll ever know. Sometimes I think it's the pandemic that caused it. Sometimes I think it's the 5G. When you have something wrong with you, whether it's a sore knee or elbow or back or problem with my eye, allergies, you wonder what the hell is causing it, right? Because people this year especially have so many sicknesses and a whole slew of new strange diseases that seem to be coming out everywhere. And of course, is it natural? I don't believe it is. Obviously biological, but we're still not able to talk about that exactly just yet. Again, Andy, thanks again. God bless, man. Heading into work, says Beth. Thank you very much. Great to see you all. Thanks, Bruce. Thanks, Beth, and have an amazing day at work. Thank you very much. If you get a chance to sneak into a room with the girls and come see the stream, stop on by, Beth. Gotta get some more nurses on here. Charlene Samson, hello. Thanks a lot for coming in. And thanks to all of you who took the time to subscribe to the channel. Not everybody does, but it definitely helps. Can we say we're approaching 100,000? I think we can, because I've been approaching 100,000 for the past 3 years, basically. But the interest is there, except for the last video blocking the way it did. I'm really a little upset for that. It's basically not YouTube that would have blocked it, because YouTube says that the video is fine. I reported it. We'll see what's going to happen. And thanks, Louis, for being new in the chat. Thank you very much for joining. We stream Fridays at 8 o'clock. At 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, and 1 and 8 p.m. Every Friday. And we try to get a bunch of cool topics, as we always do. There's not one theme or topic that we have to stay on, because there's lots of stuff going on in space. There's stuff about the satellites, but the UFO reports, the Pentagon, and of course, my mind's just blowing up with all the information that I've been seeing on the blackvault.com. So everybody knows that the UFO reports over 50 years ago from the last Roswell report, we had not heard of a public appearance from the Pentagon and everything. But I think they played us pretty much in the UFO reports, because now already admitting that they do not want to declare anything about the UFOs anymore, nor show any more of the UFO reports. There's teams that were formed, the Space Force and everything, and not just the Space Force, teams that are there to analyze everything in the sky. They were talking about capturing a UFO. But aside from that, free energy. Free energy, we've seen people get killed for talking about free energy, and not like me talking about it, but I mean talking about free energy and creating a patent, because free energy is the solution to all of our problems. Obviously, when you look at those UFOs, they can be a free energy object that's roaming around. That artificial sun from China, we're going to be talking about later, very concerning. Apparently, the States would have a sun also underground. There's Germany possibly that has a sun, but they're underground. And of course, China would probably want to get ahead of the race and to show everyone that they're the ones that would have found free energy for the first time. So what does that mean for us? We're probably going to have free energy? No, we'll probably have another means of energy, a cleaner way in theory, but we're still going to be charged with this. But whoever creates or patents that free energy, like the furnace they have in the sky, 6 times hotter than our own bloody sun in the solar system, if they succeed successfully with this, for doing it more than just testing it for half an hour, that would mean they would have free energy. They'd be able to sell us energy. They would be the biggest in the market for the free energy. So obviously, oh, look, China, Russia, the States fighting to get to the moon. Oh, now look, they're going to be fighting for free energy. It's not something that we're ever going to see them not doing. There's always a control. They want to be ahead. They're so worried, the States and the Pentagon, they're talking about themselves, about China and or Russia having advanced in a superior way, having superiority over anti-gravity and the advancements in war and weapons. So it's always a fight about that. It always comes down to that for them. And we're talking about UFOs over Ukraine. And again, I think it's NASA. And obviously everyone was saying that, no. It went as far as them saying it was a bug. Yeah. Okay. Like, I mean, 15 UFOs in the sky with a beam of light coming down, and they're all stationary bugs. So, as a matter of fact, NASA says that if a bug is traveling fast and very close to the telescope, it'll be seen. Oh, yeah? My scopes don't see my hand. I set up my telescope and I go in front of it, and I still see the moon around my head. Think you're going to see a fly? I'd love to see NASA prove that, because they're easy and they're quick to judge and to characterize and to come up with the laws and using facts and stuff, but they don't want to show us an example, and we're not going to see any either, because that's how they are. DJD 1637, thanks so much. Big hugs from the UK. Thanks, my friends from the UK. Paul, morning, man. Thanks a lot, you guys. Brisbane, Australia. That's totally awesome. Brisbane, Australia. They're going to be government, instead of fixing the problems with the pandemic and everything, they're going to be paying for funerals from people that are lost their lives with the imagine that, instead of just stopping the, but that's how it is. I heard that in the news this afternoon. Cam, how's it going, man? Thanks, you guys. Hey, Sandra in the house from Connecticut. Thank you very much, my American friends. How's it going, Wayne? Yes, sir. Easy truth seeker. Philip, how's it going, man? Iowa in the house. My American friends are always here. Always here. Thank you very much. Double star in the house. Virtual hugs. Thank you. Thanks, you guys. Have some good topics today. There's probably going to be a lot of people here. Dwayne in the house. Bonjour, mon ami. Thank you. Merci, Monsieur Beauchamp. Bien apprécié. Merci d'être venu ou en direct en anglais. Beth Noyce, thank you so much. Have to punch in. Working the ICU tonight. Thanks for covering this, Bruce. Love you all. Love you more, Beth. Thank you so much. Have an amazing evening. Stay safe. Have a good shift. You'll see, you should whiz right by that shift tonight. Thanks, Beth. Very, very kind of you, my friends. Michael, I don't know. Well, we're all chosen for something. You know, that's what I say. Michael, thank you so much, man, for being here. Really appreciate you guys. Surprise stream. My finger's a surprise. When did you discover moon life? Thanks for telling me, Louis. Thank you so much for asking, brother. I appreciate that. I started the research in 2016. 2016, I was a real quick, basic intro. I was filming and recording and taking pictures and micro images of ants, birds, nature, scenery settings, trees and everything. Been doing that for a couple of years when I moved here, as I was working on medical buses with an amazing team and some amazing children and elderly people. But in 2016, I started taking pictures of the moon, and then I said, I'd love to get a bigger camera, and I wanted to be able to do beautiful photography and get nice images of the moon, like close-ups, of the moon, which I had no idea what I was going to be able to do. And all this because one night I was filming in the constellation of Draco. When I say filming in the constellation of Draco, I mean quite simply with my very small Canon, very good small Canon camera, 32 megapixels, something like that, pointing to Draco on a star. I saw some flashing, but anybody can see flashing on the star, but I actually saw flashing on the star in Draco that repetitively started flashing. And this started in 2016. So I got an image with the flashes coming from it, and I got really intrigued. And as for the UFOs, well, there's lots of them here in the sky. I said that could also be maybe another thing I could look to see if maybe they're on the moon. When I started taking, I got a 1,000 millimeter camera, Fujifilm actually, and it's you zoom out 1,000 millimeters in one shot, like you just turn your hand. It's manual. It was the best, it didn't take much batteries because everything's manual. And I got some nice shots on the moon, but I also got some lights leaving the moon. I saw explosions beside the moon in 2016. I saw some lights leaving the moon, so the very edge. And when you see this, it's very small. It's very, very small. And most of the time, the only reason, almost all the time, that I see these objects is because I zoom up and I slow down the footage because I wanted to get close and show parts of the moon and stuff. And when you start slowing things down, you really do see the lights. Maybe there are certain cameras that don't pick up the lights, but when did I'm not answering your question, am I? When I discovered the moon life, that was it's hard to say. It could be 217. Whether I saw structures or UFOs. The first structure would have been probably, I started showing some in 216, but really being able to show real objects close enough with the UFOs flying by, end of 217, 218. So I started getting better, progressing through it. But it's been a couple of years, my 7th year of research now. So probably about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I really did decide that I believe there is someone on the moon, alien or human. I'll never be able to confirm it, but I really enjoy showing people that there is movement up there. A lot of people are preoccupied on who's up there. Is it aliens? Is it humans? And for me, it's not exactly what I'm intrigued about. I'm more intrigued the fact that there is something up there and that they're not talking about it. And of course, in the atmosphere around the moon, well, I came to seeing that in the atmosphere, there's objects flying around there that's not only debris. So you have a lot of stuff in space, and there's lots of reasons for science and even facts that can turn your possibility of seeing a life up there around. They're saying it's refraction. They're saying it's chromatic aberration. It's the sun reflecting off the surface of the moon. And then when you get deeper into the research, well, you realize there is no sun reflecting off the moon. It's the Earth shine. Earth is reflecting, the sun's reflecting on the Earth, and the Earth is reflecting the sun. So as for the dark side of the moon, well, it's the bright side, right? It would be the side where the sun is. So I don't think it's dark. That's like space. There's a lot of confusion, and not just confusion, I think fighting, because in space, in reality, they say there's no temperature. Wayne Wilderman, thank you very much. I'm sorry if I didn't say hello. Actually, I did. Yeah, there's lots of reasons for why we see certain things on the moon, but there's a lot of fighting. So someone will say you could have two professionals fighting for the same subject, but two different reasonings. And that's what science is. Science is always evolving, and there's nothing concrete. There's nothing that remains always the same. The laws are evolving, always in evolution. Maybe not every 5 minutes, but it happens even after Einstein's, you know, his laws of everything and physics in general is evolving all the time and changing. And I believe that it's the science is wrong. I love saying that because I think it's true. And I think the science is the reason why everyone's fighting. Because I can tell you that look at the camera that they had on the moon. That's another thing I want to talk about today. It was a Hasselblad. Hasselblad is a camera, and the information I'm giving you is from a professional photographer that worked and maybe even still works for Hasselblad company and worked with Hasselblad cameras. A lot of experience with Hasselblad cameras. It's a camera that when they sent to the moon, they took all the leather wrapping that was around it. So right off the bat, that didn't even help it either. There's lots of cracks and holes in the Hasselblad camera. It's a camera that would not have resisted. So now here's the thing. I'm telling you guys, I don't believe the temperatures are the temperatures they say on the moon. But if the temperatures are what NASA says on the moon, they could not have brought the Hasselblad camera there to take images. The film inside would have been fried. Just the radiation, those cameras, when exposed to radiation, solar radiation, they heat up, they destroy the film inside of it. And he would have had to do film changes by opening the back and whatnot. He would have needed the room. He would have had to transfer all this on computers. And that is what the professional was saying. So people can fight about them having gone or not on the moon, but the truth and the logic of it all are things like that. The Hasselblad camera is not a camera that would have been suitable for the moon, and probably not a camera that would have functioned very long on the moon. They talk about dusts going into their suits. I knew somebody that worked on the oxygen packs who passed away 3 years ago here in Ormstown and not far away. And he said they were filled with water and dust. It was damp, soaking wet, and a lot of sand in the bottom, very dusty. Must have been all the wind, right? Would you think that those suits would have a lot of gaps in it? You think they would have gone on the moon just with a little freaking pipe that, which by the way, the guy was in grade 8. He had his grade 8 education. The guy that would have developed an Apollo landing astronaut's oxygen pack, like patented from A to Z, right? So that's a hell of important thing to have to do to send someone up on the moon when you have a grade 8 education, when you think of it. Karen 18, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Hasselblad camera. Look them up. Look at how they function. And as a matter of fact, they zoomed in on an image. Thank you very much, Karen 18. It's very thoughtful, you guys. They zoomed up on the camera, the Hasselblad camera, and the focal length, the aperture, everything was up to the f15, or it was not in the right area. It would have caused the surface to be very blinding. So in a way, they probably deliberately used those cameras with the brightest effect on it, just to say that we see, faces appearing and hands and tools that they're using without seeing the backgrounds. And it's not something I'm just whipping up or using a theory. I mean, we have the proof with the Hasselblad camera. That's, for some silly reason, it's not something I looked into. It's something that I should have looked into as soon as I started the research, finding out which equipment that they use. So a Hasselblad camera is the camera they brought on the moon. It's just a square with, the lens at the end. So on top of the way they would have turned all that, the dust would have gotten in that humidity. So as for the temperatures, it wouldn't have made any sense. And Mohaleza and Mogalezov, thank you very much. Hey, Brother Bruce, you got this. Thank you. Thanks so much, you guys. Carol Lewis in the house. Hello. So how many people are here? And I won't see it with the program I'm with, the StreamYard. If you're coming in, you guys, thank you so much for leaving me a thumbs up. Last video is not down, but it's not functional. for some reason. So for those of you that took the time to report the last video, thank you. That's the only thing that's going to help it, probably, because obviously, you know. Anyways, space stuff. Hey Bruce, which will yes, Rich, how's it going, brother? Nice to see you from Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Rich Williams from Astor, Florida. Thank you very much, USA here. Been getting some great moon videos with my 14-inch Schmidt. That's right, Cosgrane telescope. Hey, dude, feel free to share, man. I'm telling you, when you get stuff, or if your channel, you're posting them on your channel, everyone here will take the time to head over to your channel and check that stuff out. 14-inch telescope. Schmidt Cosgrane, good way to go. Absolutely. Hope all is well with you. Things are pretty good, man. Well, the channel, you know, with the last video, I'm a little concerned because it's the only revenue I get is with the ads and, of course, the help here and super chats and stuff. But aside from that, there's no revenue. So the liking the videos, or it really helps, and watching the videos or giving the thumbs up, even though you don't think you're helping a lot, because it helps the algorithm so much. Elias, thanks, Rich, again. Williams in Astor, Florida. My friend Space Stuff with his brand new 14-inch Schmidt Cosgrane telescope. And I wish you many, many beautiful nights of viewing, man. At work, working with a partner. Sorry, can't stay. No problem. Alias, merci, mon frère. Thanks, man, for stopping by and saying hi. Hey, Leah, how's it going? I'm able to get on YouTube. Hasn't been letting me get on your site. They shut down as soon as I click on a thumbnail. Glad I got notified. I'm so sorry about that, Leah. And yeah, lots of you people are having a hard time seeing the last video, and I think it's everyone that can't see the last video, unfortunately. Pretty upsetting, but what do you want to do? The videos will continue. Those ducks were wild as can be. Karen 18, thanks again, for everything, my dear friend. Louis, yes, thanks for appreciating the ducks. Yeah, so it's funny, military drones, and the very next day, well, kamikaze drones was the subject in Ukraine and Russia, because now they're using kamikaze drones. So do you guys all believe that military drones exist? Well, of course. And now here's the thing. I saw one of the lights that flashed, one of the two lights that flashed on that military drone, leave and go back a bit further back. I'm not going to hide it. An airplane, even though it wasn't an airplane, there's a direction and there's a reason why objects like military drones, because I just got informed, and also planes have lights placed certain ways. Left wing, red light. Right wing, green light. And that reason is so that at night, another craft or whatever plane that encounters another object, obviously will see it on its radar, but if not, they will know which way the craft is going by seeing either a red light in front of it or a green light. Oh, red light, well, it's going left. Green light, it's going right. The red-green is something that comes up very often. That is why the red and green lights on the moon that I showed, literally red and green, talked about that years ago. What if that's traffic lights on the moon? UFOs, advanced beings, they still need lights. It's not like they're, boom, just traveling at 3 times the speed of sound and going in and out of tunnels. There has to be some type of indicator, you'd think, or a surface on a light on the surface that lights up. And that's why I see the surface lights light up often. And those lights that light up actually show me surface structures. The UFOs that light up over the surface show some surface structures too, you know. And it's not that they're not there. It's that they're basically probably always there, always have been. But you got to slow down stuff. It takes a long time to get a proper shot of the moon very properly to be able to see everything. Merci, Alias. Thanks, bro. Legalize intellect. Legalize intellect. Thank you very much. Thanks, you guys, for coming in. Two Suns. It's funny, Dwayne, everyone for years have been talking about having seen two suns. I myself have spoken about it. And then all of a sudden, well, China launches its artificial sun. So it's literally an inferno in the sky. It's real plasma. It's $1 billion device. It's the sun in a box, it's called. And that's what they're using for what? Well, they really are apparently trying to develop free energy. We'll look into that a little bit to get a basic information about what's going on, because the news is not talking about it. Alex Jones, I saw it on his channel. I saw it ahead of time, the sun video, so I posted on the members. I dare not post it here because I mean, look at what happened with the last video. For some reason, people like Russell Brand or they can post about Bill Gates and a whole bunch of other people, but I can't. I don't know if it has to do with the money or the popularity because they have millions of viewers. You'd think it would be the opposite. They wouldn't want Russell Brand to be talking about Bill Gates. There's a part of the video, not that we had the same video, but there's 2 to 3 minutes apart that Bill Gates talked about. I had to post in the members. Well, Russell Brand posted that same bit, but the video stayed up. So you go, how come his video stays up and mine doesn't? And I'm not just talking about him. I'm talking about in general. Everyone's video stays up on certain with the big channels, but the smaller channels, I would think it, it should be the opposite. Suzanne, thank you very much. See, that's again, yeah, quite possible that it is a weapon. I would think it is also. I don't have the information on hand, but I know as far back as Atlantis, there's talk about a sun. And listen, in the Bible, God moved the sun. This is in David or Kings, I think. Moved the sun, and not to talk about the Bible, but seriously, an angel killed 36 or 38,000 people. It's the Bible. And right after that, it was right after God shifted the sun 10 degrees. So it's funny because the sun has shifted 10 degrees, hasn't it? Literally, the moon's on its new course now. And once in a while, like Peter Benton mentioned just the other day, the moon goes back into its place like it did a couple of days ago, more in the east. And the new thing this year is that we actually see the moon in the east that's pushing towards the north, not in the north, pushing towards the north. Dalai Lama has an image of the bloody moon in the north, and it really shifted. Of course, we are in the north here, so maybe it would be more of a shift for us. And then people started telling me, well, I'm seeing it in the south. Well, I'm seeing it in the west. Well, I'm seeing it's like, what the hell? How can it be shifting differently? So she's rock and rolling, going back and forth. Some say they're Stephen A. cartwheeling, tumbling. There's different terms that people are using, but I'm telling you, yes, yikes. Thank you very much, MLAs. Donnie, how's it going, brother, man? Thanks. Gamma bursts, MLAs. The gamma ray burst. Not everybody knows what that is, a GRB. The largest one recorded in history ever in space just very recently, the past couple of days, coming from a black hole. They say that the black hole is streaming a jet of energy, of light, and beaming that light into a neighboring galaxy and is touching a star in a neighboring galaxy. The gamma bursts, if you look it up in the news, the 9th or the 10th of October 2022, this year, Earth experienced a very close gamma ray burst that came close to Earth. So now, how is that affecting health? I mean, nobody has any information on this. It's the largest explosion ever viewed. And gamma ray bursts, look them up. Gamma rays are of the largest explosions ever witnessed in the universe anywhere. And they're seeing a lot of huge ones. Did you hear in Texas, they're talking about some type of GPS signal or problem coming from an area? They're trying to locate where that problem is coming from. I'm always afraid, because they're talking about the blackouts. And obviously, I think we all know, all of you must know too, that they're obviously going to black us out when it gets really cold. Because if you black people out now, just put on a sweater. But in the cold weather, it's going to be very dangerous. UK, Europe, they're talking about all that. So very concerning. Leah, thanks again for being here. Nick, how's it going, man? Andrew in the house. Thanks for being members, guys, too. Really greatly appreciate that, everyone. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about China's sun and something else as well. Absolutely feel free. I'm telling you, Chinese Sun. Um, we'll be talking about a bit of the temperatures and their goal and what they want to do. Me in general, I believe this is the race to being the first to have free energy, but not necessarily to give it to us for free, just to be able to sell energy to us for free. Imagine Hydro saying, well, we're going to sell you electricity. Not imagine, that's what's going to happen. And imagine Hydro saying, selling us the energy, probably about the same cost, right? Maybe a bit cheaper. I would hope, but I doubt it. They're going to have to make money somewhere. We're no use to them without our money. In a way, it's a hell of a good thing there's a money system, because we wouldn't be here anymore. That's the only reason why they're keeping us alive. Confirmed. I believe that. Matthew, bravo. How's it going, man? Tesla got killed for talking about free energy. I believe that too. And they said, right, in his unfortunately 1-bedroom apartment in New York, Nikola Tesla, an incredible man who did a whole lot of things, from the Tesla coil to lighting up lights in Boston Harbor and stuff from across the water. And they literally took it from him. They took the patent ideal from him, and probably you're right about them killing him. As much as I don't have the proof, I think they would have killed him just for what he found. He was one that believed that we could, and it's true, we could ground the earth. Okay, use it as a ground in the center of the earth, and use that as a force field. We could use it as a laser beam to attack incoming outside threats, and obviously we could very easily divert asteroids. So this guy was ahead of his time. Nikola Tesla was way ahead of his time. And as a matter of fact, if he was to come back to life and to look around, he would realize that everything related to energy, both here in space and probably on the other planets, are all based on his patents. Wouldn't be surprised if the Tesla coil is sitting right there on the moon. Barb Weist, how's it going? You saw a bug in my recent video? Lucky you. And what bug would that be? Be careful, because I could always prove you wrong, eh? I'm way past the bug problems and sensor bullshit on the cameras. Way past it. Miss Tree, how's it going? You could mean the real insect that I filmed the other day. As a matter of fact, it was a giant dragonfly that I was able to film. So yeah, I've filmed them. I've filmed an insect before. Thanks again, Beth. Thanks, you guys. You rock. Leah, Norma C is in the house. Hello. What a surprise to find you live. Thank you so much. What a surprise to find you coming to see the live, you guys, which I really appreciate. This is sort of a surprise off the record stream. Declassified stream. Everything's declassified on this channel. I try to declassify everything. Thank you very much, Norma C. Grip Ripper, how's it going, brother? Well, thought it was Friday for a while there. Happens to me all the time. Don't feel so bad. Hey, Darla, thanks for coming in, you guys. If any of you are busy right now today, and you can't be present, don't ever be shy not to feel that you can freely leave. And not everybody has the time for a live stream either. I understand that. But really appreciate you all taking the time to stop by. In the movie 007, Die Another Day, Chinese terrorists created an artificial sun. Thank you so much for sharing that, because I didn't see that movie, and I don't see any movies. So like he says, he's talking about the movie 007, Die Another Day. In the movie, Chinese terrorists created an artificial sun. That's whacked. Everything that happens in the movies, guys, happens. Like everything. Every single thing. As well as a technology that can change the facial appearance of Chinese nationals into 100% American facial appearance. That's something you don't want to hear. That is something you do not want to hear. I saw a baby blue jay the other day. I didn't want to tell anyone this, and I don't worry, I'm not going to linger on it. I have no proof. No, I didn't record it. I looked outside and I saw a baby blue jay, which was very, very rare. The mama blue jay appeared on the side of the fence, and it landed, sort of fell from maybe a foot or two as it was coming down, like it landed on the seat outside. My seat outside has two arms, like all seats, most seats, except armless seats. But anyways, two armrests about that wide on each side. Okay, on each side, fisherman story. The bird waddled itself to the edge of the chair and fell over the edge of the chair. And when it fell over the edge of the chair, I couldn't see it. It disappeared. Only twice in my life I saw a bird disappear. And honestly, sure, it can be an optical illusion, or it could be my mind that's tricking me to have seen that. But honestly, I was blown away, and I know that the bird literally disappeared. And I said, how the effing hell can a bird disappear off the chair? He went off the edge of the chair, fell over like that, started flapping its wings. But on the other side of that small armrest, the bird didn't even come up from the other edge. And I don't even know why I'm talking about that, because I see some freaking weird stuff all the time. Vermont, we could use an artificial sun right now. Cold as F. Yes, it is cold too, even here now, man. Well, I'll tell you what, are we going to be seeing those forbidden knowledge? Hey, y'all, thank you very much. Forbidden knowledge. I appreciate that. Are we going to see more than one sun around Earth? We have, based on what some people have said, Do you guys remember? I hope so. People have been following me for a long time. I posted something about a second sun seen here at the beginning of the summer. They said it was a military drill and that it was flares and stuff, but that's bullshit, because Meteo Media, which in English is the Weather Channel, okay, it's worldwide, they declared that something so large was in lower Earth orbit and went into our atmosphere that looked like it was as big as a sun. They declared it must have been a meteor or unknown asteroid. It was scrubbed from the website 3 to 6 hours after that, and they never mentioned it again. I saw with my own eyes the video. It was 9:30 p.m. at night on the side of Montreal along a highway. There was a sun in the sky when it was pitch black. And what it did is it was like a sunrise, and you could see all the orange light, everything, just like the sun was just rising. And why am I talking about this? Because they're talking about the sun now. They have an artificial sun now, right? So if they have an artificial sun, it could be that they were doing tests before in precedent years, right? 2019 Beetlejuice. I'm still worried about that. The radiation coming this way. Very worried about that. They're not talking enough about some of the horrible things that happened. Madame Colombo, thank you very much. Bonsoir, Bruce. Toutes et à tous. Ben, merci. Comme aurait dit mon grand-père, faut péter ou que ça dise pourquoi. Ça va péter, tu vas voir. Tu vas voir. Merci, Madame Colombo. Missouri in the house, Southwest Missouri. Thank you so much, Carol. Thanks for being here, you guys. I got friends in the States from every state, and I think it's awesome. Really appreciate that. I really hope they will. Thanks a lot for asking, Nadu Jam 12. Yes, I really, Nadu Jam 12. I hope they do. I was thinking they would, because 2024 coming up, 2025, sorry, for the Artemis program, not the one, but not the two, but I believe the three, the one that's supposed to land in the southern pole of the moon, which they still haven't chosen their locations yet. Probably won't even mention it to us about the locations. Virgin Orbit, supposed to send tourists up to space, right? Well, I think NATO hired them. They're going to be launching some satellites, if I'm not mistaken, to help the war in Ukraine and Russia. It's funny how we see a lot of people showing their true colors, and a lot of the secret society and the elites and associations are being exposed because they're just risking so much taking control over certain things. And, you know, the elites are going to have it coming for them for sure. Fam Laurie K, thank you very much. Hello. Wild Otter says, I've seen pictures of Bosch and Lamb sun simulator made by Germans years ago. Yes, you're absolutely right about that. And you see, people forget about these things, even me, and they don't necessarily talk about it in the news. They don't talk about it in the news at all, as a matter of fact. Makes me wonder, says Andrew, if our politicians are really American. That I'm wondering it myself. As a matter of fact, I'm actually wondering if they're not aliens, you know, or if they are facially reconstructed. There you go. Chinese nationals, or even he said it, aliens in human suits, which would be just so silly and to do, right? Easy. Like they're like, as if they're going to invade us in alien suits, and then you have the sweating aliens right beside you smoking a cigarette going, that's crazy bullshit. It's easy to do. Hey, back in the day, they got in a castle, two warrior groups, hundreds, if not thousands of years ago, which I don't know. I don't remember the year or where they were, Merlin time, whatever. And they got into the castle because they gave them a gift, a statue of a horse, forgiving them for the attack that they did on the castle, and saying, please forgive us, and you guys are the rulers and stuff. So they bring that into the castle, and who comes out of the castle? Well, maybe 100 men in uniforms and swords, and they destroyed the whole what am I talking about that? Because that's what they're doing. That's the way they're going to try to get to them. That's the way they're trying to get by us. Anyways, I'll tell you that. Thanks so much, Beth. Thanks again, eh? Yeah, you're absolutely right about that one, man. Hey, Kimberly LaBelle, thanks for being here. And thanks for the comments, Kimberly. Appreciate that, you guys. Burns in the house. Thanks, guys. Shane says, long time lurker, first time poster. Sorry, bless up, bro. Bruce, love your work from the UK. Shane, thank you very much. I appreciate that so much. Daryl Green in the house. I'm doing good, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for appreciating the work, man. Thanks, you guys. Derek Adair created the first sun sim containing the power of the sun. Van Braun hated him for it. Hey, Van Braun, one who made Dracula. No, but Lisa B, how's it going? Hello, and big hugs to everyone. Thank you so much. Same to you. I've seen the creatures. Louis, if you're just arriving to the channel, I am the only channel on YouTube that was able to film biological life on the moon, I believe. Sorry, trolls, but it is true, and I'm proud of it, and I'm happy. And I have hundreds of videos, and I captured many handfuls of these what looks like living organisms or living beings or jellyfish or ghost-like objects. Definitely doesn't look like debris. They move around, they expand, they contract, they expand, they contract, much like in the STS-75 mission when the tether incident got loose. Go look it up. They're showing biological life in NASA footage. It's real jellyfish-like creatures, bioluminescent creatures that brighten and disappear, both illuminate and unilluminate themselves, disappearing. Why do why do creatures in the ocean have bioluminescent lights in their DNA? And how is it used? What do they use it for? They use it for mating when they're excited. You get excited. That'd be embarrassing, eh? If we were like jellyfish, you're in school, see a nice little girl walk in, you don't want to. You're like, oh my God, I don't want her to know. Your hair starts glowing green. Oh, you pervert. Anyways, bioluminescence in oceans, it works for the mating, and it also works for fear when they're afraid, the animals, when they're fighting and on a defense mechanism. So who says there's not an ocean in space, some type of different state the water's in, or maybe just another element or something where these objects are floating around? Are they thrusting themselves around with the solar winds I think so. Uh, most likely a possibility. Mark Hall, thank you very much. Yeah, Hydra and Hydro, two different things. It could be, but if I was, I'd be here to help you understand what is coming and not just here to steal your baseball cards, Like baseball mystery? Hey, thanks a lot, Andrew. I love you guys for it. Thanks, man. I'm very happy to be here. I'm honored to be here. I love the live streams, and I honestly have to thank you guys for the views and even taking the time to go comment after on the live streams, which is absolutely amazing. I'm lucky. I'm very, very lucky for that, and forever appreciative. Blimmy Bruce has been here for a long time. Started watching Bruce, Alien Hunter Secure Team, years ago. Well, thank you so much. Yeah. Anyways, I won't say it. So there's two channels in there that I can't stand. I'm just gonna give you a heads up. But Grip Ripper is one that can vouch for me. There's a lot of people here that follow the troll channels that really affected my channel. As a matter of fact, Alien Hunter gave out my address. And I'm telling you, he was helping giving out my URL to try to hack the channel. But these people were coattail riders, and even security team that tried to reach me to tell me to send them the videos and stuff. But you can vouch for me that a lot of people here follow troll channels that I can't stand, and I don't block them. Why would I block you? You're free to look at absolutely any video. But yeah, even the advertising, I let it go a couple times. Only a couple times. I'm just an honest guy. Just an honest guy. The people that hurt me, I really, 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 really was offended by some of the things that those channels did. Unfortunately, Bruce is okay though. I know Bruce. I trust him. Each god and goddess is a planet, which is an Earth. Kimberly LaBelle, I love that theory, and I'll tell you what. A lot of people say that the Bible, they're actually talking about science. The Bible is actually a science book, and that interests me a lot because it's very interesting if you take all the names and you assume, literally convert in your head while they're talking that they're talking about different planets or constellations and Earth and the moon. They talk about the Earth and the moon. They talk about the stars also in the Bible, but lots of secrets that they're not telling us. As a matter of fact, I actually believe that not that I believe, but I wouldn't blow off the theory that the moon and the earth and all the planets are living objects, but in a way that a tree lives, like plants and vegetation. We see a rock on the ground and we go, a rock. We have no idea. I know you're going to say it's stupid, but because of what's on the moon now, when I look at everything around me, I doubt everything. And I can do it and you can do it. You can do it in a way where you're not paranoid, right? Like you can assume, wow, that's, like, oh, there's a camera in my fridge and not to the point of not going in the fridge to eat. That'd be good for diet though. You get paranoid, but some people may be paranoid with that. But do I believe that the government could do it? Of course. They have these machines right here, the computers. You can buy an Apple Watch so that they can track your heartbeat and know where you are, right? And when they change, in the eventuality that we change the money system to a credit system, which is not by just my opinion, but I don't think it's going to be right now. That's going to be only in a couple of years. There's lots for them to do before that. And they're going to have to try to, the pandemic's over. That I'm sorry, it ain't going to be coming back. I don't think the truth is coming out, and there's still some people that do not know the truth of exactly what happened because they're listening only on one side news. Nothing wrong with you listening to a news media you don't like. You might find some truth there, or you might see them lying, and then you'll say, "Well, that's not true. I just saw that on the other news media. They proved it. How come they're saying the opposite?" During the pandemic, the news media outlets all across the world, from India all the way to Canada, were broadcasting the exact same theme: build back better, right? Get vaccinated. It was always the same things that they were pushing out. So it's one agenda. The borders that are all between the countries are just for us. The borders aren't for the elites, right? The borders are for you and I not to be able to communicate or get across and everything. But them, you know. Thank you very much, Kara Viorica. I love the name, from Romania, which, by the way, guys, he's the only country that can watch my video. He can watch my video. Ask him. He's in Romania. The video was never taken down. He can look at it. But you guys in the States can't look at the video, and in Canada either, and in the UK, apparently, even in New Zealand. Evelyn Saba, she can't even watch it either. That's just crazy stuff. The moon is in the control center, brought. The moon is the control center. I always say it, command central. Brought here from Saturn, made by Andromeda's 10 million years ago. Many sources. Well, I like the fact that you say many sources because, yeah, you know, it's a hell of a thing to research. You know, yes, Wednesday. It's a surprise stream, which I don't usually do, but I felt like coming on. Yeah, you said many sources, you know, so I don't spit on any theories. I don't have any proof or studied what you just said, but I know there's a lot of information that we have to learn about what's going on. And there are a lot of theories about that moon having been brought here. So we can't help but add those into the list of theories because there are a lot of them. There's even some I don't agree with, and there's some that I absolutely agree with. Arc Light, hello to you. Sorry for missing you guys. When I wanted to see the time, 4:05, so I'm about 40 minutes late. That's why I try to keep up. Christina Cook in the house. Thank you very much. Can't believe I made it to alive. Only the second time. I enjoy all of your footage. I thank you so much, Christina Cook and family. I'll tell you what, guys. Every Friday, for those that don't know, and for the new people here, thanks so much. Fridays at 1 p.m. and 8 p.m., I live stream twice for 2 hours, sometimes 2.5 hours. We get about 5 hours of stream in every Friday. So the extra streams, because there's so much going on right now, I could always do some extra streams. I was a little disappointed yesterday with my last video going down. I hope that's going to change. We have, you see, Kimberly, thank you, Lisa B. I'm with you, Kimberly, that we have many thousands, if not millions, of life forms, because it depends on how far you go, right? And at the same time, the life forms, we have life forms that are microbial. We have life forms, living organisms, that are far bigger than us. We have a lot smaller ones, like the microbial ones. We have other beings, most likely, even though I don't have the proof that there's other beings out there. I think, which a lot of us are saying by this point, the universe is always expanding and it's so large, the universe. How could we think that we are the only ones here? I hear that all the time. I get a lot of comments of people saying that all the time. Darla, thanks so much, eh? Days of the Unknown, lol. They said to plug a hole with the finger on the ISS. Yeah. With his finger. Hey, could you imagine that? Is that when they got the meteoroid to hit it? Pew! What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What the hell? Technology. Hilarious. Guys, I'm going to go get a coffee real quick. Anyone want one? And I'll be right back. Yes. You guys ever heard of man, myth, and magic? That little picture of the devil behind me, you see him? Man, myth, and magic. That's some old books, some old scary books. And I think I've been doing so much research, those will be good for some of the podcasts. Those just arriving, I do podcasts too, maybe once or twice a month. I try to keep it interesting and short, 20 minutes, half an hour. think I did an hour once, I'm not sure, about subjects like MK Ultra, mind controlling, a whole bunch of interesting subjects that we all enjoy talking about here. Days of Unknown, thanks a lot for coming in. I love it when someone is smart enough to refute information based on facts. Thank you very much, whether that was sarcastic or serious. I appreciate that, because a fact is a term that people give to things that are written on a paper that someone decided was a fact. It's just a fact. That way is up. That's a fact because it's written. But if somebody finds something hundreds of years ago that said, well, holy crap, it turns out that that's up and then that's down, what would we do? So based on facts, have you ever heard any credible facts coming from the liars that are trying to hide everything from us? Not me. Not really. As a matter of fact, people like you have to prove the opposite, but you won't. You'll just say, "Oh, you're going against a fact," or you'll say, "That's your style, I'm sure." Turn around, you'll say, "Well, in 1888, they proved it because that happened there," and I'd have to depend on your little story that your grandfather wrote or told you. So, as for facts, you want to know where you can get real facts? Right here on my channel, looking at videos, because the only proof or fact is when what your eyes are seeing, right? Not a bullshit fact in the book. So what did I go against? What facts did I go against? Bring them up. I want to talk about them so I can get into more details to show you how smart I am, because I'm a lot smarter than you think. Anika, child of thought, thank you very much for being here. And thanks again for being a member. I appreciate that. Yes, welcome to humans and aliens, the Space Olympics. Louis, it's coming, man. All this is coming. All that stuff is definitely coming. Yes, you said it. It is desert dust from the Apollo landing, as maybe Stanley Kubrick was one of the ones that filmed it in the Nevada desert. And they filmed it on a sunny day, and then it rained, and then they got wet, and then they brought back their suits, and it would be perfect. The only way they could represent them being on the moon is by filming in the desert at night with their Hasselblad camera, f/15 all the way up the brightness. It's easy. Give me a spacesuit. Okay, I'll be a chubby alien, but give me a space. I'll never fit in it. Give me a spacesuit, and I will make the most incredible movie for you. I will replicate every effing scene that they did in the Apollo 69 landing on the surface. I'll fall and get up like them. I'll manipulate the exposure. I'll manipulate the speed of the video. So I'm going to walk extra fast at the beginning to be able to slow it down to give a real fall. There's lots of tricks you can do. I believe that that's what they did possibly. A professional that worked with Hasselblad cameras said, as a matter of fact, I think he's a Hasselblad employee, and he says there's no way in hell that those images were from the moon because they could have taken them that way. Thank you for the thumbs up, you guys. Thanks, Arclight. Buzz Aldrin, plan out say he never went to the moon. Thank you, Days of the Unknown. He did say it, and he said the public did not see anything except for an illustration. We weren't ready to go to the moon. You're right, and he said it. He admitted it. You have what's his name? Oh my gosh, Neil Armstrong. His name is presented backwards, Neil S., which is like aliens, right? Anyways, he admitted and called it was the physician at the time, obviously pretending they had landed, and whether it's real or not, you have to wonder, right? And I tell the facts, and this is why people get mad. Well, Bruce, you just said you didn't think they went to the moon. Why are you saying that Neil Armstrong is saying that there's UFOs on the crater? You're going against what you're saying. No, I'm telling you exactly what Neil Armstrong said. I don't give a shite whether they went or not. I just know that someone's there and the structure's there. If they went, well, they interacted with humans. They probably did go, not them, but someone else, and they didn't tell us, and they're probably still going there now. Remember, they lost their way to get to the moon after coming back, Apollo 11. There was also talk about them having destroyed their the film was destroyed or something because of the radiation. I think they caught on afterwards that they had to start talking about some of that. If not, they weren't going to get it. Burn in the house. Okay, they had some pound shop tinfoil to wrap the camera. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. A bit of duct tape. On top of it, they drilled holes in the frame of the camera so that they could add on extra things. I don't know, it was some dials for adjusting again. So they completely manipulated that camera. And then they would have gone out, you know, in with the elements on the moon. Again, I don't believe the moon is as cold and as hot as they say. And don't forget, when they say it plunges down at night, they're talking the bottom of craters and they're talking on the dark side. But they found pits. I've been saying this for the past 3 months. They found pits with 17 degrees in the bottom, tunnels, lava tubes in the bottom, whatnot. And it's 17 degrees. They got water flowing from the two poles to the lit area of the moon. All they have to do is conserve that water. There's proof there's water right there if it's melting. And people are like, there's no flowing water on the moon. How the hell do you think the water got from the North Pole to the lit side? It's because it's flowing and it's trickling in streams, rivers, lakes, who knows, maybe oceans. Why not? They call it mare imbrium. It's the sea. A mare is the sea, la mare. Right? It's Latin. The mare. They named them oceans way back in the days, hundreds of years ago. And today we're like, why do they call them mares? It's a friggin' sea. The sea of tranquility, the sea of fertility. I mean, they're all there. All the names: the sea of rain, the sea of mist, the sea of vapor. I mean, why does every mayor in every area that was designated, they designated a name that they named it after something related to vapor, water, oceans, rivers, lakes? Doesn't make any sense that there would be no water or vapor there. So I'm filming the moon and I'm showing everyone, look at all these clouds and smokes and hazes and all these fumes coming from everywhere. Duh. The proof is there. I believe there's vegetation on the moon. In theory, I believe that there can be vegetation on the moon. And I think a bit more than just moss on the moon also. Imagine. Outer space and Santa were fun when we were kids, but it's time to grow up. Yeah, that's exactly it. And anyway, Santa doesn't exist, but space sure as hell does, even though there's no temperature in space. There's another thing that's a bit maddening. People can get frustrated with. Well, Bruce, if you say there's no temperature in space, well, how come you're saying on the moon that it's going to freeze the camera? Because it's in the atmosphere of the moon. They say that space is in a vacuum, and it ain't no vacuum. There's parts of space that is, I quote professionals, sort of like in a vacuum. Space is not in a vacuum, right? As a matter of fact, the space was in a vacuum. Objects probably wouldn't be moving around. But then again, I'm just going against facts. How smart do you have to be to go against facts? Mr. Henhawk, how's it going? Thanks a lot. Exactly. It wasn't moon dust. It was definitely filmed in a studio audience, a live, maybe not a live studio audience. 150. Thank you very much, Louis, for letting me know that, brother. So then I'll scroll down. Vincent from India. Thanks very much, my Indian friends. Thank you. Nice to see you. Namaste. We have a flat smack, arc light. Who else is here? Shane, thanks again. Mark, in 1955, the U2, yes, spy plane had very high resolution that ran at very high, yes, frame rate. So, and NASA's, I love it, denial or of slow-mo is busted. You're absolutely right about it. And that's how it is. They say a little bit of bull crap and they think that people aren't going to look back, or people like you that have been watching them all the time or watching the news, and then they come down a couple of years later and they say something like that, and you're like, well, it proves that they're liars. It proves that they're not telling the truth. Marcelino Stet, love your talks. Keep it up. Hey, Marcelino, thank you very much. Marcelino, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Thanks, guys. Eugene Shoemaker was buried on the moon in 1998. That rings a bell. I had heard something like that. You think they would have buried something on the moon, eh? I wonder. Perry, better late than never. Thank you so much. England, Michael Green, thanks you guys. From the hills of WV, thank you, Perry. West Vermont? No, I'm sorry. I had no idea what the WV is. I've been studying getting all the states in the States. I'm learning. YouTube spy plane camera, very high tech, 1955. Imagine all high tech. So that's proving us something. So they have very advanced cameras. So what they said they took there as a camera, it could be, real images, but from higher up into the atmosphere or whatnot, or they could literally be in front of a screen, guys. Okay. Like have the surface of the moon on a screen 10 times that size and have the astronauts standing up in front of the screen. Like, ever heard of a green screen? Look at Zelensky, Volodymyr Zelensky. You know him? He's in Ukraine. Oh, I had to. Okay. Because he's a Nazi. And what happens is this guy is talking in front of green screens, pretending that he's in Kiev, which he wasn't, right? Slava Ukraine. Yeah, right. All along his shoulders, you can see that there's a green screen there. Volodymyr Zelensky is an actor, right? And you know what he used to act as? You're not going to believe me. In his acting days, he was a comedian pretending to be the prime minister of Ukraine. That's what his acting career experience was. So both sides, I let them go. I'm looking at both sides. They're both liars. And it's like, all I know is that you and I are paying for it. Literally paying for it. If your kids are working, they're paying for it too. Unfortunately. Julie Stats is in the house. I hope our friend Floyd was back from hunting. Hello from Germany. Thanks a lot. Hey, thanks, guys. 30 minutes before I went with my dog. Hello from Germany. Thank you. Welcome, Germany. Backbone NF. I appreciate it. Welcome. Watch Woman of the Dragon. Thank you so much. Yes. Yikes. Kamikaze drones. Talk about dangerous. Scott Lee in the house. What is this? A surprise stream? Yes. Yes. I wanted to surprise my amazing, loving friends. I love you guys. Listen, I'm so appreciative. Even though the channel, you guys know that the channel is being blocked, but you're my family, so that's why I'm always bitching about it to you, because you know about it. Well, I'm not bitching. I have a fun time talking about it actually in the stream because I accept it. I accept that they're not going to shoot me up all the way up to 100,000 subscribers, but I'm less than 5,000 away. It's sort of a little exciting, anyways. Maybe for next summer, maybe for this Christmas. I doubt it. You never know. It's left or our left. Yeah. It left wing. In other words, where the drone, if that's what you meant, the drone went by me going from right to left, even though you're seeing the opposite here, going from right to left. And on the left wing facing me, going to my left, was a red light. And on the opposite side was a green light. But there's no opposite side. It's that it was a rod. And on that rod, okay, right in the center, two beams of light appeared. A red one left and the green one stayed there. And they just flashed and went off. So I'm not hiding that planes have the red left, and it's like a boat, right? Red, right, returning, whatever. When you know about boats and the mares, le mare, how people drive. You're driving in traffic, you see a green light, you go. You see a red light, you stop. Who said on the moon they don't have red and green lights, because I've filmed some before, like for real, big flashing red lights. And I say, maybe it's some type of traffic light system. I was only supposed to stay on for an hour. I'm going to stay on a little longer because we're having a good stream. I have no idea how many people are stopped by. Usually, when I stop, I predict about 1,800 that should stop by today. Each stream, I get 1,000 views, and when I stop, you guys see 300-400 views. But in the analytics, it goes up a lot higher. I really have to thank you guys for that, for the streams, because we have some interesting conversations and topics. I mean, we really have a lot of fun. Finally got a chance to get the scope out. The moon was hiding for a week. Donnie Foster, when I bought my telescope, the 14-inch one, along with my community, thanks. When I got the scope, I was 2 or 3 months. I was not able to film it. So I got it at the end of the year in December, and all the way to maybe February, March, I had to wait to be able to get the moon. I was trying to get the moon every chance I had, and I was nervous too because I had not tried it yet. And I had promised everyone, I said, guys, I got UFOs with my camera. When I get the 14-inch scope, the first video will be showing you the UFOs. And I succeeded. I was successfully able to show 3 UFOs with the first viewing of the 14-inch scope. And that's how it started. Still looking and trying to see them. And you know what? The frame rates, guys. Sometimes the frame rates, when I upload them to YouTube, the UFOs disappear because you only see them for a split second or two. So it changes the frame rate when we upload them onto YouTube. And sometimes that little change in the frame rate, it makes the UFOs don't appear. If it was a plane going by the whole screen, you're going to see it. You'll see some gaps. But when a UFO goes by fast, like a flash on the surface, those videos that I capture are hard to upload to YouTube because sometimes the flashes don't appear on YouTube. That's the first time I had filmed my screen. You upload a video and it didn't work. I couldn't show people what the original file had. So I had to turn around, put it on the screen. I said, look, guys, check out, I'm filming the screen. Look at what's on the screen. Trolls. Oh my God. He's filming his screen. That's why he's seeing UFOs. So stupid. Whether you film the screen, whether you film, no matter how the hell you want to film it, if you're looking visually, you're going to see a UFO on the surface. No difference whether you're filming a screen or not. It'll be a lot blurrier filming the screen. You'll get lines and shit, but it's nothing illegitimate. But it's always been merci adios. Thanks, bro. But it's always been that Bruce has always filmed the screen. That's why he gets UFOs. It's spots on his telescope. And then merci adios. Back for a few seconds. Told you don't forget your thumbs up. Thank you very much on the channel. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. You guys have to now because you saw this. And I appreciate it. No, you never have to, but I really appreciate those who did. Hi, Robert Surfer. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for the comments too, guys. Forbidden Knowledge says, been watching you a couple of years, and I truly enjoy your research and all your knowledge. I thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it, you guys. Shucks, I'm having an issue with my 19-year-old Siamese cat. Okay, I was going to say an issue with your 19-year-old. That's normal. Okay, a Siamese cat. I have to try to see if they will let me bring him in before they close. Oh, of course, Leah. I hope everything's okay. Go right ahead. Keep me posted. Keep us posted. Sorry about that. Oh, 414. She's gone. She is gone. Yeah. Oh, yeah, really. Thanks for sharing that. Well, guys, actually, thanks for bringing that up. Backbone NF, my friend from Germany. Jawohl. They have the Orionids in the constellation of Orion. It's right now and all of last month. It's going to be, all this month and next month, but it's peaking. They say the 21st. I suggest you all to look tomorrow, not the 21st. Look also the 21st. October 20th and 21st. October, as of tomorrow and the day after, you should be seeing about 20 meteors an hour, falling stars, and the tails will stay longer in the sky. You should see some green colors, and there's also the Draconid meteor showers in the constellation of Draco. At the same time, So there should be a lot of meteors crossing paths. They're saying up to 20 an hour. As a matter of fact, it should be starting this evening. I will definitely be outside looking at that. Thanks for mid knowledge. Big Daddy C in the house. And I'm going to scroll all the way down. Hopefully, I won't miss too many people. I probably will. We can't answer them all. Robert Pierce, thank you very much. Call Dwayne Beauchamp. Merci, mon frère. Thanks, guys. Louis says it's getting awkwardly obvious now. If it wasn't so effing wild, it would be funny, Bruce. It's funny. Thanks for being calm. I thank you so much. Oh, there we have our Tinder hotties in the house for best adult dating site, guys. I suggest you don't click on that website. It could be a hacker or a troll. Let's see if I can block it. Oh, no. I'm never able to block the trolls because the mods get to them before me and they take away my fun. Thanks, guys. Sorry about the trolls, guys. Trojan War. Yeah. Trojan War, cyber attacks. It's coming. It's coming. Are you talking about here too? Because there's some here too. As a matter of fact, there's a mission where they're exactly doing just that, looking at 6 massive Trojan asteroids that are billowing around the sun, floating around, hanging out around the sun and between Jupiter. Lots of programs that they're going to be doing. They were able to divert that asteroid after all, with the DART project. They were able to divert that off the hook. Thank you very much for being here. Adam Truth Finders, thanks for reporting. Mods, definitely. Get him, mods. Yes. His Highness is in the house. No, I made a mistake. Oh, yes, there he is. Damn right, His Highness. Thanks, guys. It's not Friday. I got confused for a minute. Happy Friday, everyone. Yeah. No, it's not Friday. And I was only supposed to come on for an hour. Jonathan, thanks again for being here, man. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's confusing. People will probably be confused. What? Are we Friday already? Thank you, Julie. I love you for it. Hope you and Floyd are doing well. Queen Regina is in the house. Palmer. Hello, everyone from New Hampshire, USA. Another beautiful place. Thanks, USA. You guys rock. Skies have been crazy, paranormal and phenomenon happening. I'm liking hearing that, especially the phenomena. Lots of it in the sky, different things, the way the sky's acting differently, the sky flashing. Adam's blushing. Lila, bonjour à toi. Merci beaucoup. Hey, t'es super gentil. Thanks so much, you guys. Janice or Janice, cierto. Muchas gracias, guys. They looked like plankton. Very interesting. I know all about plankton. I'm so happy to have learned about plankton. I'd back up 10 years, didn't know nothing, right? Who's doing research about weather and about all this? Nobody's going to do research about that. I mean, we have people telling us the weather, but then they start lying to us and they start really lying to us. And then people start doing their own research and they're looking up about hurricanes and they're finding out a whole bunch of stuff. Weather manipulation, biological weapons were in that time. Cyber attacks, you're talking about it. Trojan Wars is exactly what's going to happen. Satellites can be attacked. Space Force and Air Force, if I'm not mistaken, mentioned it, that the satellites could be hacked. Not in space necessarily, but they can be hacked in the centers where they're launching and using computers and programs to take care of these satellites. And the very scary thing, some of these satellites are spy satellites and obviously weapons, right? Direct energy weapon satellites. DEW satellites is a better way not to get shut down and talk about it. But it's real. It exists. Simon D in the house. Trojan horse. Yep. Stop it, guys. You're scaring me. Yes, Madonna looks like a hairy alien. Oops, sorry. I mean, alien. Not that I saw her naked or anything. Somebody told me she was hairy. I just didn't really. Different states and viscosity of the waters above and below the firmament. I love it. But when I started researching that and what I was getting on the moon, knew nothing of that. It took me a long time, and I'm still always studying to be able to talk and express myself freely about what's going on. Um, ah, hey, Pell, Furby, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hi to you guys. 4:35. I'm so sorry, guys, not answering all of the comments, which is basically impossible. A submarine would work in space. Yes, cigar-shaped UFO. These topics are exactly what my latest video is about. Well, they're interesting topics, and you guys can check out his channel too. Definitely interesting topics. I do believe, Suzanne, that some humans could be aliens, because you know what the scary part is that whether Valiant Thor or those stories are real or not, I mean, they look human, as some aliens could possibly look human. As a matter of fact, every single planet can just have humans on them, and that they're all different beings, but all different human beings on the planets. That's another thing to go on for hours about. So hard to have a hot coffee. It's brand new, the pot. It's just that I don't. Listen, Arclight, wonder it too. I would say that we are the aliens, by the way. I would say that we are the aliens. I said it just the other day, Fatty McButterpants. A submarine in space. In a way, you do know that they have water tests. They have tests when they put the seal on the door to be sure that it is tight so that nothing goes in it. Why? Is there a lot of water in space when they leave Earth, between Earth and the moon, either over and under the firmament? But I think yet both could be inside of the firmament, if the firmament even exists. You see how they present a term, the firmament. Before I did my research, well, I knew a little bit about it actually, but in general, wasn't thinking of that when you're doing a research. But then somebody tells you, well, there's waters up and above the firmament. And it's true. I'm not talking about Fatty McButterpants or whoever mentioned that. It's true. That's what they say. But they say it in the Bible. But those terms, I try not to do my research by staying stuck on any theory, because it could be that firmament exists. It could be that it doesn't. It could be that they're mentioning this. That's like the asteroid belts and stuff like that, and the Kuiper belts. And every time they tell you, no, you can't, they have to go through the belts, and then they have to do this, and then there's a radiation belt around Earth, and then, scientists are talking about a new form of radiation. It's electromagnetics. Ever heard of that? Yeah. Electromagnetic, static electricity that's outside, causing holes in the ozone layer. A recent hole found a couple of days ago, 400 kilometers wide, and it's an invisible radiation. So there's a lot of stuff happening, like you all know, around Earth that's absolutely invisible. So they have to use special filters, different nanometers. That's not between the 400 and 700 nanometers from where our eyes can be comfortable to see things. There's things that we don't see because the nanometers would have to be higher or lower with a filter to be able to see at different frequencies, the same way different frequencies, high or low, that we can't hear. Dog whistle, dog, but we can't hear it. Anyways, whether that's true or not, it's true. So imagine everything else that, like the dog whistle, and why do I explain it like that? Because people that are, not scientists like me can understand what they're talking about. My goal has never been to come on and, okay, so I'm going to memorize, or I'm going to copy and paste the big paragraph about physics that, the theory of relativity that Einstein wrote about, and add a few words and then just become smart. I try not to do that. I try to understand what I'm studying. Been studying all week about gamma ray bursts and about black holes and different types of elements that act differently in space, especially the pulsars, the lights, radio waves that they're hearing the messages from space. It's so damn interesting. It's so incredibly interesting what's going on in space and what they're actually talking about. Like we always say, they never tell us anything, but in reality, uh, I don't know where you guys are hanging out, but there's a lot of advanced science websites. They're talking about stuff that NASA's doing out there in space. It's just whacked, and we have no say about it. So, thanks, man. Yeah, we got some great stuff too. You remind me of my uncle sometimes, the one that stole my hockey card collections. Block. Block. We are all alien. Our DNA came from, yes, I agree with that, from space, from another planet. Absolutely. We are, my friend, the star people. As a matter of fact, your DNA consists completely of everything that consists of a star and the fabrication of a star. So, yeah, thanks. Like I said, I respect everyone that goes. I mean, I have a lot of people that go there and come here and stuff like that. But he just played me a bit. He's playing his community. Me, somebody that has, I don't even have to put it down, but it's true. Well, why should you know what I hate? I hate having to shut up when somebody did something bad, because I don't want to pass off as a bad person. But you post fake videos, I have no um respect for that and trying to pass off. Remember the video he did by changing his voice and pretending that he was talking to someone that wasn't him? Anyways, you guys can all look it up yourselves and you'll see it too. And for me, that was really low because I believed in him. And by the way, I can speak because I was a 15-year subscriber, 15-year subscriber to that guy. And then I started seeing things on the moon. I said, hey, man, actually, it's not true. He reached me and said, hey, Bruce, I want to send you millions of subscribers. Your work is, I'm going to say, dope. That's not what he used. He said it's incredible. He loved it. He wants to send millions of people over here. Send me your best captures of UFOs on the moon. So I sent him 2 hours of footage and he never replied. And then he did a live stream telling people that my work was weird. Never screamed or talked down to me or anything. He never did anything of that. That he has a tantrum a bit of the guy, but I've never seen him really thrash or swear. Not to me, anyways. Never happened. I was just a little upset that he let me hang. Like, why reach someone? It's like you get the attention of a girl or something that's at a party somewhere, and you start flirting with her, and the minute she comes up to buy you a drink, you take off in your car, you run away from her. She's like, what the fuck? Well, that's a bit what Tyler did. Bought me a drink and stood me up. Tyler stood me up. I wish the best to him. Mentioning trolls gives them airplay. Actually, you know what? Mentioning trolls pisses them off. The end. There's nothing else that happens when you talk about a troll. If I'm being attacked every day, look at my last video. I mentioned the trolls. Nothing wrong with talking about trolls. My life consists and revolves around trolls. You guys aren't attacked, but I am. I'm attacked. Families attacked. Channels attacked. But I didn't think we were talking about trolls, but I mention it freely. I don't hide like I'm doing with Secure Team and people, Alien Hunter. I don't hide it. I'm proud to let people know. As a matter of fact, I tried to take down the hacking group, the space hacking group, and I got a lot of flack because people didn't give a shit about trolls trying to take down space channels and religious channels, but I know who they are. Big group that's doing that. I wonder if my 3 favorite channels are trolls. Could be. Am I one of your favorite channels? I think it's pretty obvious. The Pentagon knows my research, and I've been on a forum presented by the United States government and the Pentagon by a ufology association, GARPAN, which is affiliated with the Space Force. So, yep, they know all about my research, which is effing sweet. So I don't have to have a trophy. I don't have to be in the news. They're never going to do that. Never going to talk about my research. They're just obviously going to look up themselves to see what they can see on the moon. But I'm telling you, they know me. I met all the people from shitheads to the good ones, from John Lear all the way to people at MUFON, and I'm just very awake. You bring your shit at MUFON, well, then they have copyrights on your stuff, so people are going to see the moon. It'll be seen right here. Exactly it. It's just a channel that shows other people's work. Exactly. I don't and won't follow troll channels, especially the ones that talk smack about our precious moon man. Thank you so much. There's lots of them. There are lots of them. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of people here that follow the troll channels, like, and Darla, and everybody knows it too, right, Darla? There's at least 30 people that are following very offensive channels that have videos up about me, but I don't block them. They don't come here and tell me off. I have no reason to block them. As weird as I find it that they're following those channels, but hey, that's how it is. Macedonia, hey, thank you very much, Macedonia. Thanks, guys. I heard of that. Yeah. I think so. You're right. Thank you very much, Darla. That is my address. If you want to send me some moon dust, if you want to send me everything but anthrax, you can send anything there. UFO parts, naked pictures of your neighbors. That's the address you want to send your mail, your hate mail, your anything. Job offers. NASA. No thanks. The Freedom Fighter, praise God. Promise I do. Absolutely. Why wouldn't I? Central Illinois, Bradley, thank you very much, man. Pet rock. Pushing a rock, pushing a rock, pushing a rock, pushing a rock. Hey, Bruce, great work. Keep it up. Jay Atomic in the house. Thank you so much, man. See, me, I love that. Characteristics and personality, absolutely. Why not? When you look at a tree, okay, guys, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. God made nature, yes, but God is the universe. And that's what people don't understand. God made nature, not science. God knew all about science. God was the first scientist. Did you know that? God was the first scientist. God was the first magician. God played with the elements. Well, what was he standing on before he created the elements? Where was God born? What's his high school average? That's how I look at things. Backyard astronaut, thank you very much for being here. Lots of people here today. Backyarders, thank you very much. Kale Gervin, was am I just stupid Bruce does secure team really not do their own? Well, okay, wait, hold on. Well, am I just stupid Bruce? The secure team really not do their own work? I saw that China launched an artificial sun in December. That would be December 2021 was the first launch. It lasted 1,056 seconds, reached 6 times the temperature of the sun. And at that moment, it was the hottest object in our solar system. So haven't you ever thought the sun was only hot because it's effing huge? So now they send up a sun in a box. Like they send up a pizza on fire, like plasma, because it's a real ball of plasma, by the way. Hydrogen and everything. What's happening when China is sending that up? They're fusioning, and the atoms are sticking to each other, creating a nuclei, and then it's heating up, and then the highest temperature they were able to record, if I'm not mistaken, is 200 million, I think, degrees, or 160 million degrees, more than that, up into the 200 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. It was crazy, Kale. Julie Stats is in the house. Greenhouse. In the house. Creepin' Jay's here. Yesterday after school, the air smelled like chlorine bleach. It was weird. Twice this year. Twice this year I smelt it, and it was actually 3 weeks to a month ago, and then 2 months ago. Smelt it. I'm always afraid that they are spraying us from the sky and that applying chemicals. Like we don't only know at the last minute. Kevin Mayer or Mayhar, thank you very much for being here, and thanks for being a member, you guys. I'm obviously going to maybe miss some. Super Dave 44. I think I just saw him in the house. No Toes Nose from Ohio. Thank you very much. Clay Jones. How much longer we all got to wait till disclosure of alien life? I would say that honestly, I think we're going to have to dig. Disclosure, they're declassifying with the Freedom of Information Act everything on the blackvault.com. Okay. And when I mention websites, guys, it doesn't always mean it's websites that are that I trust or websites that I know are good or bad. I'm just going to the source where the information is coming out. Over 3 million documents and files that are on that website. It takes many years, sometimes 3-4 years, to declassify something. They're declassifying things that have been hidden for years. I'm sort of sick of seeing the declassifying of the 1940s and 1930s. Like, who gives a crap? We weren't around there. We got DARPA, okay, defense. One of the 3 branches of the FBI, CIA, the Defense Department are doing experimentation on mind controlling as far back as not that far back as 2015. They got caught because they declassified information. There's people inside of DARPA themselves that were asking information about the programs. As a matter of fact, MK Ultra, Project Paperclip, and a whole bunch of them, Bluebeam and Blue Book and whatnot, they were all exposed because of a CIA member on the inside. Helms, right? During Helms was a CIA director at that time, way back in the days, was concerned about some of the programming and manipulation that was being done in the mind controlling MK Ultra programs. So that was leaked out. If not, that would have never been leaked out. People would have never known of the information of that at all, ever. Mr. Peter Benton, thank you so much. I made it, bro. I finally made it. Peter Benton's been asking me for 3 months, ever so politely, would you ever do a Wednesday live stream? And I never get the chance, but I did this time. Sort of Laurel and Hardy, I think. Mr. Peter Benton, thanks so much, man. Hey, Bruce and everyone, you started early, bro, just clocking out work of 5 minutes. Well, early, yeah. I didn't know if I was going to do it at 6 or 8. And I was only going to do it in an hour, but then I said, my eye is doing good. Super Dave 45 and Super Dave 44. That's the second channel. His official channel is 44. He says, let's go, Brandon. I got that there from Floyd and Julie, my Let's Go Brandon flag, which I cannot wait to stick outside just to piss off the neighbors. I don't know what's going on with the world. Well, first of all, nobody knows Brandon here. I could drive around with my Let's Go Brandon flag. I bet you a police officer from the Sûreté du Québec or the RCMP stops me and asks me who the hell Brandon is. You watch. They don't know about anything going on here. They don't know who Alex Jones is. They don't know who the World Economic Forum is. I was talking about that with my neighbor, and she asked me, she goes, the soccer group? I said, no. For Christ's sake, just left the soccer group. How much longer do we wait, Clay? I have no idea. Jackie M in the house. Thank you for coming back, you guys, which we met on Super Dave 44 and 45's channel. Thanks so much for coming back. Belcher in the house. They went to the moon in UFOs that looked like rockets. Maybe they had a backup film just in case. Absolutely. Could be possible. Thank you very much. David White, thanks for being here, bro. Just tuned in, Bruce. Just been out filming more crazy lightning. Oh, you got some more lightning. That's all. Yeah, Chickadee. Hello. How are you doing? Another amazing supporter of the channel. Chickadee channel, thank you so much for the awesome comments and support that you give the channel. And for those that don't know it, my last video is not working. So those of you that took the time to report it, I thank you so, so much. In the description of each video, not my live streams, but my videos, I have my Pictorem photography site link if ever you guys want a base that's in sinus iridum on your wall as a poster. So you can check that out. The details, um, um, every link that I have is always in the details of all the videos. So you see, I don't linger too long on that. It takes 2 seconds to talk about the donation sites. It's a free website here, and you're free to watch the streams and participate, contribute or not. Like the videos, that's contributing. Coming back, watching the streams, that's contributing. I wonder what moon water tastes like. You know what? I would say it probably tastes like distilled water, and it would be so bloody pure that it probably tastes bad. Probably a bit better tasting than our water here, for damn sure. There's Chickadee. Yeah, definitely showed too much, and I not just showed too much, as I explained. I did a test here, an experiment with a dark surface, showing the flashlight, because darkness absorbs light. It absorbs it, it takes it in completely. We are opaque. Okay, objects, physical objects, the light can't pass through. It's opaque or opaque objects, and the light refracts and bounces from those objects and will bounce off the surface. So that's how I believe we see some of the structures on the surface. You have a dark surface, but you have refraction and reflection coming from some of the metallic objects or white refractive areas. So nobility under his video will allow you hear the video transcript. Thanks, Darla, for that. I apparently people can listen to the audio or something on the video now, but you can't see the images or something. Robin Phillips, thank you so much, Robin, for being here. And thanks for letting me know that. You're absolutely right. Even if you have a VPN, you'll not be able to watch my video, no matter what platform you want to watch it on, whether you use a phone or a computer, you know, people are not able to do it. Plants inside, that could possibly be. It is completely mind blowing how we've been lied to about absolutely everything. You said it, Art, like, and it's like everything. Christina Cook, thanks so much for being here. Other universal beings are what I call them. Love it. Yeah, absolutely. Aliens, illegal border crossers to me. That's exactly it. Whether they're crossing like the ones they're letting into the States, which, by the way, nobody, everybody passed off for racist. And you see people are so good online, they're not talking about the immigration and stuff. But in reality, nobody, right, in any country wants an illegal alien to come in. Come on. Eh? It's people, it's not even Mexican, Spanish people. It's people that are coming in from Algeria, further out, Iraq, all these Serbia, the list of the countries from people coming in from outside is incredible. And none of them are VE'd. None of them have any, information about their medical. They walk in with kids. They're trafficking. I mean, it's freaking ridiculous what's going on. But you know what? It can't last like that for very, very long. That I guarantee you. Geez, I wish I could answer everyone's comment, which I never can. I heard Einstein was a hoax. A bunch that could be possible. I believe that. In theory, I believe that. A bunch of wannabes, Dr. Jekyll's, yeah, ruining our lives. Thanks for sharing bizarro times in this dome. Well said, my awake friend. It's going to be bumpy. 2 suns, 2 moons. Yes, because China also created a moon. For those that didn't know, Norsemen, thanks for being here, Anthony Williams. They always need a villain, needed to be a victim. Exactly, they always need a villain. Thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate that. Please do subscribe. And real quickly, for those that did not know about the artificial sun, it's something exquisite. If you go to alexjoneinfowars.com, you can see it. If you look it up, I guess elsewhere you could find it. Me, I found it. I saw it secondly on Alex Jones. I saw it by, I go into Translator. I write a whole sentence down for searching in Chinese writing, and then I drop that mother in Google and or on YouTube, and I go to all these websites, Chinese websites that nobody can really get to. Just translate your message and write it in Chinese. You want to know what's going on in Russia? You can't. You get CNN, the assholes, excuse the expression, MSNBC, all the people talking about lies about them. If you want to go to Russia, speak Russian and put it Russian on top the information that you're writing in the Russian language. Yep. It'll work. I guarantee you it will work. Pretty incredible situation here. We have um, China's artificial sun fusion reactor heats up the competition. And this again was January 3rd, 2022, because they had just sent it up in December. The sun, they sent it up a second time to last a bit longer. If I'm not mistaken, the second time that lasted 17 seconds. Is it seven? No, no, 17 minutes that they lasted. I'm going to need some coffee. If not, I'm going to be coughing left and right. Coffee for coughing. So, real information about that incredible sun. China's artificial sun fusion reactor, because that's basically what they put up in the sky is a fusion reactor. There are fusion reactors in the States, all around the countries. Of course, they're in ground, they're underground, they're not up in the sky, right? A little bit of a cold, I think. While China and other nations pour billions of dollars into developing the technology, researchers say we are still decades away from, by the way, a working nuclear fusion reactor. 'Cause that's basically what they sent up in the sky. We're worried about nuclear reactors here on Earth. Well, why not send them up in the sky around the planet? Right? This is just me saying this. If you look at all the other planets or exoplanets that have all stars around them, are all those stars that are around the planets just fusion reactors that were artificially built to create free energy for different systems and galaxies? We have, I call them the free energy UFOs that I capture myself with the infrared camera, where we literally see these lights that are lighting up. They're lighting themselves up. Okay. Like literally a free energy. So it's a race to get to the free energy to see who's going to be the leading country. So the States has always been the leading country, USA, and now China has declared that it is a superior and that is the new world power just 3 days ago. So do you think there's going to be a fight? Of course there's going to be a fight. That's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing pipelines being bombed. We're seeing a whole bunch of stupid stuff going on. That rhymes. And unfortunately, we're probably not going to know the truth, but free energy, like we were saying before, a lot of people got killed for free energy. Some people even believed Nikola Tesla. Obviously, his patents were stolen, right? He was supposed to fix Edison's generators, I think 50 of them or something like that, or maybe not 50 of them. He was supposed to fix the generators, and he was supposed to get a sum of money, either $50,000 or something, from Edison. And he went to see Edison and told him the generators were all fixed. And Edison laughed at him. In other words, you're a pretty much of a fool to have thought that I would have given you money for fixing my generators. So those, the way I look at it, Edison was an elite. These are all scum elites, right? That were taking over, not taking over. They've always been in charge. You join the cult and you do as they say, well, you're good. Look what's happening with Kanye West. Blocked. They call him Ye now, whatever. He's blocked from the black community. What? How do they do that? The same way they can block people from coming to see my videos. I don't know how the hell they're doing it. Honestly, I don't know how they're doing it. How they have access to block somebody that much is because they own Hollywood. They own pharmaceuticals now, big pharma, medical, everything. They're the ones that are all in charge. You want to be in Hollywood, you want to sing a song, you're going to have to be in their cult. You're going to have to join the club, and you're going to have to shut your mouth, and you're going to have to vote left, and you're going to have to do this and that. I heard Justin Trudeau this afternoon say that we can't live in a society where we have authoritarian regimes and dictatorships. I wanted to, I can't say what I want to do. I'll go to jail, actually. I wanted to kick him in the temples after he said that. He doesn't like dictatorships. Okay. He's in the authoritarian regime. For nearly 2 minutes in 2021, that heavyweight title was taken over by an experimental fusion reactor. And sorry for the enticing story. It was written in China. On December 30th, the artificial sun reactor went a step further and achieved a continuous high temperature plasma operation for close to 1,056 seconds, like I told you all before, or close to half an hour, the longest duration of its kind ever. To say the implications for global politics and security are monumental would be an understatement. Defense One reported. Always the one, right? Like the one on the name of Biden's spaceship or plane. The goal is apparent and noble: to unlock the secret to clean and limitless energy on Earth with minimal waste products. But while China and other nations around the world pour billions of dollars into developing the technology, most researchers believe we are still, as I said before, they say that we're still decades away from working reactor emerging from its experimental stages. So they're showing off China that they got a sun and stuff, but it's still in the test phases. Scary, but still in the test phases. Nevertheless, Chinese scientists and engineers, all 300 of them, I'm sure there's more than that, all 300 of them who operate the 6 billion yuan, and now why 6 billion? But anyways, yuan experimental advanced superconducting tokamak East project everybody knows about the advanced superconducting tokamak East project. What the hell are they talking about? Are setting astonishing records. Located at the Institute of Plasma Physics of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, ASIP and not ATIP. Notice how the states and China have often the same, anyways, it's the same damn thing. Very interesting. In Hefei, the tokamak reactor utilized fusion technology to set a record in May last year after it ran at 216 million degrees Fahrenheit. Try to wrap your mind around this. 120 million degrees Celsius, guys. More than 6 times hotter than our sun for 101 seconds, according to the Sun Media Group. For another 20 seconds, the artificial sun also achieved a peak temperature of 288 million degrees Fahrenheit. That's 160 million degrees Celsius, at least 10 times hotter than the sun. So not everybody knew this. The first report we heard, even on Alex Jones, said that it was 5 times hotter than the sun. It went 6 times hotter than the sun. Now 10 times hotter than the sun. So get this, guys. The object they sent up in the sky that's artificial is equivalent to the heat. I'm going to go all out to give you an idea of how hot this was. It's equivalent to the heat. Put 10 suns beside each other. What the hell is going on that they can get that hot, 10 times hotter than the sun? How can that be possible? And what are they going to use it for? A lot of people think that crap is a weapon, very concerning. The breakthrough is significant progress, and the ultimate goal should be keeping temperature. Yes, should be keeping the temperature at a stable level temperature for a long time. So what could happen with the freaking simulator? when it catches on fire. Now think of it. There's literally a body to this sun, right? It's built. It's a sun in a box. It's not just a ball of plasma going up in the sky, right? Somehow it's worth $1 billion. Billion or trillion? I think $1 billion. It could be 1 trillion. I'm not sure. Apart from the East, China currently operates the HL2A reactor in Chengdu. I've heard of that, as well as the JTEX in Wuhan, place that they should completely eliminate. The sun in a box, that's how they describe it. The sun in a box. For nuclear fusion to occur on Earth, tremendous heat and pressure are applied on hydrogen atoms, like I was telling you before, so that they fuse together. The nuclei I mentioned before, the nuclei of deuterium and tritium, both found in hydrogens, another element, are made to fuse together to create a helium nucleus, a neutron, along with a whole lot of energy. So, with the help of a strong magnetic field, the hot plasma, literally soup, is kept away from the walls of the reactor, hopefully, to ensure it does not cool down and lose its potential to generate energy. So, what would that look like crashing down on Earth? What would the sun look like crashing down on Earth? As a matter of fact, is that how they ended? Anyways, they could do a lot of things. A lot of you yourselves are telling me, Bruce, that could literally be a weapon, right? That could literally be a weapon that they're putting up there. So it is very, very scary. Giant leap for green energy. And I'm starting to wonder a lot about the green energy. I think there's a lot of bullcrap in what they're talking about, the green energy. They don't want to go green, right? What they're using, the eolians and all that, there's nothing green about it. There's fuel to operate them also, there's oil and everything that's leaking into the ground. Nothing good about that. They want to go green. A giant leap forward in green energy, they say. Or is the China fusion project just a white elephant? We'll see. We'll find out fast enough. Or is it a case of when and not if, as some speculate? Deputy of the Institute of Plasma Physics in Hefei Institute of Physical Science remains confident that they can generate power by the year 2040. It's important to know what they're trying to do. We're not that far off, but in a way, sort of far off. So they're working on creating free energy. It's very mysterious that they're working on creating free energy, but at the same time, they're killing us off slowly. And you wonder, why would they be doing that? Why would they be creating new types of energy and going green? And on the other side, they're killing us. It's totally fucked up. And the experimentation that they're doing on humans, it's just that. They need to experiment on them. Yeah, they need some to die probably, and they need some to be sick, and they need some to be actually healed. I'm sure there's projects that the government gives certain medication to people that they really try to heal them and not just make them sick, But 5 years from now, we will start to build our fusion reactor, says China, which will need another 10 years of construction, he said. After that is built, we will construct the power generator and start generating power by around 2040. I'll still be around. But China is not the only country, there we go, that has achieved high plasma temperature in 2020. Oh no. South Korea. Okay. KSTAR fusion reactor, a new record by maintaining a plasma temperature of 100 million degrees Celsius for 20 seconds. A pioneering reactor in Britain is also gearing up. Guys, you want a lot of suns around Earth? It's really interesting finding out all these things about the suns. A pioneering reactor in Britain is also gearing up to start pivotal tests of a fuel mix that will eventually power the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, ITER, the world's biggest nuclear fusion experiment. JET researchers at the Cullum Center for Fusion Energy, CCFE, this is near Oxford, I think, has started conducting neutronium tritium fusion experiments, as they said that we're doing at the beginning. The facility is a 1/10 volume mock up of the US $22 billion ITER project and has the same donut shaped tokamak. So, what I'm anxious is to be able to see the sun a bit more, not the sun, but the artificial reactor that they put up there, obviously. Merci beaucoup, Aleos. Thanks again, man. So, it's crazy stuff. It's something absolutely interesting. Thanks again, Peter Benton. Thanks for the generous contributions, you guys. If you're here, you're definitely contributing to the channel. Hey, you like the soccer group one. Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic 003 just had a recent interview with my friend there, and he has an amazing channel, and he's growing there. He's getting up there. He'll be passing me in no time, if not already. Also approaching 100,000. You guys can check out his channel. Lots of interesting subjects there too. Found a guy with a trash can full of new stolen T-Man signs. Many taken from neighbors too. Wow. Sure. Bruce, the eye in the sky. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks, Adios. Corian's in the house. Look up remote neural monitoring. Yeah, I know all about it. Patience, it will blow your mind. Yep. That, and listen, there are so many projects going on right now without the permission of anyone. It's crazy. Join the cool kids Fridays live with Bruce at 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern. That's the time if you want to join a live stream here on the channel. Guys, I stayed on for over 2 hours, or right now I think it's about 2 hours that I was able to come on and talk to you all with some interesting subjects. I'm really upset about the last video. For those that don't know it, I posted a revealing video, and now, well, it's basically my work and research, but you guys, some of you anyways, had the chance to see it at the beginning. Corianne, so much going on. I mean, it's beyond crazy what's going on, guys. They're talking about a new fuel. Well, as a matter of fact, the Pentagon and some declassified information got caught doing just that, doing experimentation or talking with many other groups throughout many years in the year 2000 to do experimentation on the moon, time travel, teleportation, Stargate, nuking the moon for time travel, to come up with an electrical propulsion, to come up with a new type of fuel propulsion. They're changing their frequencies. Haven't you heard lately? Like, we're all saying, Bruce, when are they going to talk about the UFO reports? When are they going to tell us something and stuff? Look around, guys. We have the director of National Intelligence Office that has a new logo they added a spaceship, guys, okay, and a triangle on their logo. So we're going alien. Maybe we really are the aliens. I know for a fact that I think we have, well, I don't know for a fact. I think we have the alien technology. I'm so excited. I'm spitting. We have the alien technology, anti-gravity technology. Don't forget, this goes from way back, right? It goes from way back, from like way even before Bob Lazar, but then Bob Lazar talking about different gravity and different types of propulsion. So who do you think is doing that? It could be, listen, hear me out. In theory, if Bob Lazar wanted to expose it, but not tell anybody that it was the Pentagon doing those vehicles, turns around and says, instead of saying they're on the moon, as a matter of fact, I was very disappointed, almost had tears in my eyes when I heard Bob Lazar say that he doesn't believe anyone's on the moon. That's not right. There's a little part of the story that doesn't make any sense. It bothers me every time that I talk about Bob Lazar. I love the guy. I love him to pieces. Happy exposed a whole bunch of things, but I'm telling you, maybe they're not in the Zeta Reticuli star system. He said the crafts were so small that he couldn't get into it himself, that somebody very small had to get in, and that there was no areas, like there's no seatbelts or nothing in that. It's just a seat. I don't even know if there's a seat. There's a ball in the center, and there's no dash or anything in there. It's not like there's a radio, and it's not like you can't even see outside. It's just a ball of metal, whether the stories are true or not, when they said that Bob Lazar said that scientists tried to get into with a cutting device or a laser cutter or something like that to get into the object, that they would have been zapped, that they were killed. Bob Lazar vouched for this, saying that it was absolutely true. But could it be that Bob Lazar is holding back or held back that they were on the moon, and that it was the Pentagon and the United States government that invented those ships after having back engineered a craft, after having formed a team, one of the presidents, to go retrieve a crashed vessel, which Majestic 12. Some of them say Majestic 12. Look it up at the FBI or the CIA on their websites. They'll say that it's a hoax, that there were mistakes. There's 3 stories that were presented. So how do you hide a truth without taking down the truth and hiding it completely? Well, you insert a lie. And you insert a convincing lie that will make everyone change exactly what they believe about the story. And the governments, you could be sure they're having a good laugh watching us all fight about that. 100%. So did I do good, guys? Was I interesting? Was I boring? Yes, sir. Super Dave 45. So what I'm going to do is put my 100,000 subscriber cake in the cooler, and it'll be a block of ice in 2046 when we unthaw it. I hope the hell I'm there before 2046. And I'll tell you what, it's very funny that they talk about 2040 being the time that they're going to release free energy. Why? The Mayans say that we die in 2046. The timeline ends. The Mayan timeline ends in 2046 AD. So not too good. We'll have like 6 years. Funny. Hello, 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 Joël Saint-Jean. Merci beaucoup. So I really want to thank everyone, for having stopped by, for having come to the live stream. I'm sorry for the last video. It's not up, unfortunately, but lucky you, the ones that had the chance to see it. And if not, no worries. I'll get some more videos up. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything about that. I posted the sun video, very short sun video, 4 or 5 minutes on the member side. I didn't post it on this side because it was a video from China. I didn't take a chance. But at least on this side, we talked about it. So, oh wow, oh ouais, Darla, wow, Joël. Ça c'est une place, Joël, qu'il va falloir que j'aille, que je m'ennuie d'aller. C'est sur le Mont Rio. Ça fait longtemps que j'ai pas été là, puis I'm almost sure that in Rigo there are aliens there. I'd have to bring you guys to Rigo, up in here, not too far, a couple of kilometers away, to go see if there's any UFOs in the sky of Rigo. Tu vois-tu beaucoup de lumière dans ton petit coin du monde? Nice and dark up there. Hey, Julie, thank you so much, guys. I love you all so much for the amazing support you gave this channel. Thanks so much for taking the time to come by the stream. Too enthusiastic? You can never be too enthusiastic. It's very important that you all know that I appreciate you all so much. If it wouldn't be for you guys and gals, the channel would not even be here. They didn't like something about that last vid. Was it the moon bases or the thousands of structures? Yeah, it was something. Obviously had nothing to do with the Pentagon at the beginning. But if I'm not mistaken, Bud, Copernicus, when I got closed down for 4.5 months to 5 months, it was when I posted Copernicus crater video where I told them there was a pipe, maybe a water pipe, that was coming down from the Apennine Mountains, draining itself straight down into Eratosthenes, which is the last crater at the end of the Apennine Mountains, and across from the Apennine Mountains, another line going to Copernicus crater, and there's 3 and 4 and one very blue spot there that looks like water. I mentioned that, and again, we can never know if it's because of that they put me down. It could be coincidence or not, but they took me down. They closed me. They closed me down for, it was something horrible. They wrote like fraudulent or mysterious, mischievous activity, and then they give me back my channel 4.5 to 5 months after, and they wrote, "So sorry, it was a mistake with the computer glitch." But when they gave me back my channel, channel didn't work anymore. There was no more views, and it's like now, we're small bunches, and those have been following me for a long time. Once every 2 or 3 weeks, there's a video that doesn't function, that doesn't work, and it's not always only the glitches on YouTube, because with what's going on with my last video, YouTube didn't reply yet, but they're going to tell me, I'm sure nothing's wrong with your video, like they always do, and then it's just going to sit there and float there. Ed, thanks so much for being here, guys. Be free man in the house. They are being forced to close. It's kind of strange, yep, that so much is available and so many people still don't see it. It is scary, and that's why I believe that the zombie apocalypse is now, and people really are sleeping. For real, they're zombies. They're walking around. I was surprised by the parents not standing up with the drag shows in the schools. I'm surprised that people aren't making websites to talk about the death of their kids or family members from the V's, and they're not making us think about that. It's almost like nobody cares, but it's not. In a very scary way, they're hiding stuff. I can only imagine and feel for the people that have the side effects. Why are there no videos? Alex Jones showing hundreds of them. But why aren't people showing up on YouTube with side effects? And, Justin Bieber comes on. They don't care, eh? Justin Bieber comes on. Hey, everyone. With his side paralyzed. No problem, though. Happy. One woman said, I don't know why I'm doing this video, but I do it again because I'm following the law. Oh, boy. That's not too much of a good thing. They're making us out to be domestic terrorists. That was the plan. Oh my God, they're standing up. They're coming. I mean, one guy at the Pentagon, one asshole at the Pentagon said, okay, an agent, he goes, 9/11 was way, way, way more low key than January 6th. Not even comparable, he says. He goes, yeah, a couple thousand of people died 9/11, but it wasn't comparable to the dangers of what happened at the Capitol on January 6th. Nothing happened at the Capitol on January 6th, except for one of us got killed. That's what happened. As a matter of fact, there's a soldier, a woman. I won't get into that now. We're at the end of the stream. Thanks, you guys. Out of this world in the house. The White House said they are spraying the sky. Unreal. Out of this world. How's it going, brother, man? How you hanging in there? He's alive. You're alive, man. You see that bullshit, bro? What's going on? Isn't that fucked up? All the bull crap. Trudeau. Unreal. Bean, human beings. Yep. Would you guys like to see my magical beans? That sounds bad, actually. It's not what you think. We are a resource planet. Absolutely. We're living on an outdoor fridge. We're a garden. We're living in a garden, keeping it the Garden of Eden? No, Garden of Hell, I think. That's exactly what they're doing. They're keeping us cool here in the fridge. And this has nothing to do with them eating us. I don't think. What are dark emitting diodes? I know about that too. Or is that even a thing? It is, if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't dare tell you exactly what they are, but I've heard of that. Unless you're talking about a circuit board or a motherboard. You should get with Canadian Prepper and team up. He has a great channel. Hey, OBX Arms. That rings a bell. Canadian Prepper. Absolutely. OBX Arms. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for the generous contributions, you guys, for supporting the channel. So I guess I'm going to get off. Listen, I had an amazing stream, you guys. And I'm sorry if I'm missing anybody. I didn't get it. Jeff's in the house. Hey, Bruce, great job as usual. By the way, any snow yet? Loving the show. Hey, thanks so much, you guys. No, there's no snow here yet. Windows still open. Is it raining? I thought it was snowing. You made me hallucinate. I thought it was snowing. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, you saw my side fat face. Sorry about that. No snow yet. No snow yet. As a matter of fact, us here, they say that we're going to be lucky. It's going to be an actually warm time leading up to Christmas. I hope it's going to remain that way. I don't know if it will. Pretty sure. Mr. Man, thanks again, you guys. I have to do some research and look up about that, about the second moon, unless you're talking about the moon from China, because China built a bloody moon. Also, Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic channel. You guys can check out his channel too. Julie, Smoking Southwest, Oregon. Thank you very much. I just had some oregano this morning. Has nothing to do with Oregon. Is oregano from Oregon? One of my favorite spice guys. Oregano. I'm an oregano freak. I put oregano on everything. Sorry, guys. I'm out of talk. I'm out of things to say. Yeah, right. Bruce is never out of things to say. See, yeah, be free, man. There's probably, like I said, they can integrate a little bit of a lie and what happened, and at the same time, well, we don't know exactly what happened with him back in the days. If he was, at one point he had to get the hell out of Germany because they both sides, the states and Hitler, at one point probably would have wanted him to make the nuclear bomb, but apparently he sold it to the states instead. Of course, they're the leading country. So they say. So, thank you very much, Out of This World, man. Thanks for being here, guys. Tony, thanks again. Tell us about the second moon, please. I'll have to do some researching on that, my friend. I will definitely tell you guys about it. Julie and everyone at Aleaus, guys, thank you so much for the generous contributions. I can't thank you enough for the amazing support here on the channel. Yeah, Keith, we think of it sometimes it's a healthy thing. Maybe it's not so bad that your kids want to be inside in the games these days. Honestly, I worry about what's outside because we have no proof. Without being paranoid, we never know what they're spraying on us. Probably, we know a little bit, right, of what they're spraying on us. Push the red button. You can see the frames as you move the button. That is on. Oh, really, eh? Thank you. Yeah, Super Dave. 17 minutes, man. Sun in the sky. Imagine that's crazy stuff. What the heck? I'm having problems here. Abort. David's here. Glenn, I hate missing some of the comments. No, guys, that I'm not doing it on purpose. If I skipped over you, it's not deliberate. Don't worry. I love talking, even trolls. So I don't skip over anyone. But I do thank you all for coming here. Core Galaxy Art, great show as usual. Thanks for keeping it real, Bruce. Thank you so much, guys. I love you so much. I'll have to make another video. I guess the last video, not too good of a sign. I don't know if there's a lot of people that missed the video. Reposting it, I think it's just going to cause a lot of people to complain, even though you don't have to look at the video. We'll see, because I didn't want people to look at that video. I worked hard in that video. Everyone, thank you so much for having stopped by on the Wednesday live stream. The next stream will be in Thursday, Friday, 2 days and a half on Friday at 1 p.m. and at 8 p.m. And I'll be doing some research on the space news, what's new in the news. We got launches. We got Artemis 1 is way out there. It's the middle or the end of November. They're not going up before that because they need the launch window. If we have one storm when they come back, that means it's going to go till Christmas or after Christmas. So if Artemis 1 takes till 2023 to get to the moon, those 3, 4, 5, 6 months that they are late, they might not necessarily be able to land in time in 2025. I'm expecting a setback in 2027, 2028, maybe not that far. I'm hoping not, but we'll see. Hey, thank you very much, guys. Oh, it's actually loading. That's the first time I see it loading. I'll wait till it loads. I've never seen that before. It's a green box, but it's loading. Thanks for the generous contributions, my friends. I'm going to open that box in 1 second or 2 or 3 or 4. It's just loading. It's the first time I see that load like that. Anthony Williams, thanks a lot for being here, brother. Thanks so much, you guys. MB's and Mr. B. Sorry. Greetings. Thanks a lot, Mr. B. Leia. I knew I was missing some people, so I'm going to go down and double check before leaving here. He really should. Anthony Williams. Thanks so much, Leia. Thank you. Are you still? I hope she's still here. Oh, six. So I'm going to thank her later when I see her. I hope she's still here. There it is. Thank you very much, John S., for the generous contributions, you guys. Thank you. I love you so much, you guys. Really greatly appreciated, guys. All the debunkers are saying it was a satellite launch and not a sun. Interesting. You know what I was thinking? You know all the UFOs that we're seeing around the world? Who says it's not just a bright free energy UFO that they sent up there? As a matter of fact, maybe that's all that we're seeing. It could be, man. It could be a secret project that they did to launch it. As a matter of fact, they could have launched it and had the light around it to hide what was inside of it. Obviously, same way the sun hides its surface, I guess. Chromosphere. CLG. So it is a big kite that only stays over China. Yeah, what the fuck are you saying? Yeah, that's exactly it. A large kite that stays over China, and when the sun sets in China, they wheel it in to the garage. Cool, eh? They're going to be putting their moon and sun in the garage at night when they go to bed. Maybe that's where the sun goes when nighttime comes. Maybe it's just landing on the surface of Earth, on flat Earth or something. I wanted to add that in there to get people more mad. Could be satellite. Absolutely. Thanks again, you guys. Leia, thanks again if you're listening in. I hope she's still there. Geez, am I going to get to the bottom? Maybe there was a lot of people here. I'm actually pretty surprised. Chickadee is in the house. Thanks a lot, you guys. Experimental Elemental is here. The interface, yes. Live BSA, a cup of tea, and some slow cooked stew. Perfect. Ooh, that sounds good, actually. Especially the slow cooked. Like things nice and tender. Skunkworks said could build in 10 years like they already have done, or no, way more. Sure they do, of course. Many work classified. I guaranteed, Anthony, I would say everything probably is absolutely classified there. Thank you very much, Anthony, for being here, you guys. Anyone else heard the Korean prophecy of doom? No, interesting. No, I'm going to have to look some of that up. Oh, God, not more prophecies, eh? Glasgow, Scotland, McLaren, Teresa McLaren, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Love you guys. Yes, there is. Be free, man. You said it. This prophecy is probably about most absolutely everything. Dana, Revelation 12:3. I'm looking interesting. You know, for those of you who don't like reading the Bible or don't want to take the time to read it, do this shortcut trick. Go on YouTube, listen to Revelation. It's going to take about an hour and 20 minutes, maybe in less than an hour and a half. You can listen to Revelations being read to you word for word with the regular guy. You don't have to have the one that talks like this, not just a regular guy talking. And you're going to see that what's happening right now, what's to come, and where we're at. Well, for the first time, if it's been a long time that you haven't read Revelations, when you listen to it, you're going to say, are they kidding? It sounds like they're talking about the war right now and the war that just went by in Iraq. It's very interesting, though. Atmospheric catastrophe, synchronization of artificial stars. Dwayne Adlower, you're right on the money. That's exactly what they're doing. Well, that's the Great Reset, and that's the polar shift. There's an excuse for everything that they do, right? That's a very, very scary thing that you just said, but it's what I believe 100,000%. Yeah, that's all. It's exactly all they're doing. Artificial stars, artificial constellations. It's crazy. Lisa B, thank you so much. And Leia, too. Oh, good. She's still there. Thanks again, Leia, for the generous contributions, guys and gals. The sun is hot enough to boil the astronauts. Yeah, I imagine their power is all solar. I think so, because they wanted to go nuclear, right? Even now, if you look up in space, at NASA, the propulsion systems that they're trying to use for their spacecraft, they want to go nuclear. They want to go nuclear for picking up. I got hiccups. They want to go nuclear also for picking up the debris. There's so much we have to do, guys. We can safely say in the next 10 years, we're going to be seeing a lot of new advancement, but not a lot of revelations. Well, a lot of revelations, but not a lot of revelations. We already had so many revelations. The declassified documents coming out saying that the Pentagon and DARPA's doing mind controlling and that they're trying to nuke the moon and stuff like that. That's good stuff. And every conspiracy theorist, a word I hate now, were right. The people that are declared conspiracy theorists in general are the ones that are right. I'm starting to flash, or I'm going to have to get off. But I do appreciate all the generous contributions. If you're here, you're definitely contributing. I thought you were joking about the UFO on the new emblem. Amy Thompson, thanks so much for saying that. No, absolutely. Hey, adios. No, it's the stats. Julie, thank you. I'm not sure if I thanked. Yes, I did. I think. Thanks, Julie. Love you for it. Amy Thompson. Yeah, listen, I thought you were joking about the UFO on the new emblem. Absolutely. I believe it. And I know a lot of people thought the same thing. And if you look up the Office of International, the director of the office, or the Office of the Director of International Intelligence, I'm going to say it. The Office of the Director of International Intelligence has added 3 things on their logos. As a matter of fact, they added a drone and they added a triangle with an extra line that goes to the top of their emblem. And they have it veering off to show that it moves sideways, and a big ass UFO on the bottom left of their logo. Into the Office of International or the Office of National Intelligence. I think it's not international. I'm sorry. I'm a bit lost. I don't know myself exactly which one it is, but I think that's what it is. Just National Intelligence logo. You look up the logo, they updated the logo. But again, Juan Perez, salut. Juan, merci, thanks. They updated the logo without telling anybody in the news, like, oh, guys, check it out. Like there was no inauguration where they cut the string and broke a bottle of champagne and said, well, the new logo, we added a UFO. No, it's like, shh. They want to be hush, hush, hush. And guaranteed, when people ask them why they added a UFO to their logo, they're going to say, oh, it's because we're researching the UFOs that are presently around Earth. But it has nothing to do with that. They have their own UFOs, maybe in theory. Hey, thanks, you guys. Yeah, I will fix something up for you. If the video doesn't come back up, I'm going to repost it, and I'm going to have to add to it and try to make it a bit different because I don't want people to get bored. But no, obviously, there's nothing to it. If you've seen the video before and you see that it's reposted, well, just let it be. Wait till the next video. But I don't know if I'm going to repost it or not, because now that I have the ads on it, I took them off now, but you're still going to see them because YouTube is the one that's presenting the ads to you. But anyways, unfortunately. Welcome, Mr. Anthony Williams. Of course, thank you very much for everyone that's here. Why don't you just re-upload the video somewhere else, please? Why don't you just re-upload the video somewhere else, please? Why don't you just re-upload the video somewhere else, please? Can you repeat that? I didn't understand the question, my friend. I like small caps. I can be a bitch too. Love you more, Lisa B. I'm off, you guys. Red Storm in the house. Lazar sold out. I believe it. Unfortunately, I believe there's a possibility of that. Absolutely. Why don't you rewrite that comment? I like small caps. Why don't you rewrite that comment? I like small caps. Why don't you rewrite that? Thank you very much, Mystery. Thanks. Spot on. Yeah, I like that. Adam Truthfinders, thanks a lot, man. Never boring, Bruce. Thank you. Hey, how's it going? Hoser in the house channel. Donnie Foster, thanks again. I remember being in grade school just before I get off here and getting a Tester's model UFO, and that was very educational. Wow, for sure. Thanks, Donnie, for sharing that. Watch Women of Dragon. Thanks, you guys, for the amazing support. Travis, thanks a lot, man. Thank you, thank you, guys. I'll talk to you all very, very soon. I can't thank you enough. Thanks to all the mods. Thanks for the interest you have in the channel. And thanks to those who took the time to report the last video. Not cool. I mean, there's nothing else I can do. Sometimes it's you guys have more power than me in trying to get the videos back up. I don't know how some channels can do that unless they really wanted to keep it hiding. But I'm off to answer the comments. If you leave a comment on this video, if you leave a comment on any video within 48 hours, you can be sure, for sure, I answer all comments on all videos. So thank you very much. Talk to you all very soon, guys. Bye-bye for now. Thanks for listening in.